Well, guys, it is a cool morning here in Florida. Cool for Florida. Of course, it's not, if you're in Tennessee or anything like that. But today I'm going to mess with this battery box. I want to get it mounted. I want to get my ground done. Because previously stated, everything from the front is dependent on power from the battery, and it's not hooked up right. So I have this big wire coming out of the back that runs to a ground up front because this is not set up. So let's get started on this. All right, so the plan is to put the battery box over here. It is a nice billet set. It's by I've never even heard of them, but doesn't matter. It's a nice billet battery box, but all they have is one screw and washer holding it. I don't understand what their logic was there, but I'm gonna get this over here and get it mocked up and start doing what I need to do. I've got all 4 holes drilled, but I didn't have another bolt to go there. It's actually hard to get to anyway, but I have 3 in it for now, so that'll do. That ain't going anywhere. If something happens where it rips 3 bolts out of my floorboard, I have bigger issues to worry about. But for now, like I said, that hole is drilled. What I did is I drilled the holes, then I stuck a depth gauge, pretty much a rod in there to see how deep it was before it touches anything. And from the head of the bolt to that rod, I had plenty of room. And then you add the thickness of this bracket and the washers, and you get an extra inch or so of room there. Something dripped on this and ate the stuff on it. Aggravates the crap out of me. I don't know if I spilt battery acid or what. Regardless, I'm gonna get that in there and start mocking everything up. Excuse the humming, there is a airplane over us. But one other issue that I have found so far is this battery is way too big for this box. So essentially, they have these sleeves that make it look better and support it. They won't fit on there. I took them off, it still won't fit. So I have to get a smaller battery. But for now, I'm wiring everything up like this is the battery I'm going to use, because this is the location. Alright guys, I got the battery wire ran going. This is what came in the kit. It's a 4 gauge. Yeah, 4 gauge or 6 gauge? 6 gauge. This is what I was, 6 gauge, but it does say it's welding wire. I don't know if that makes a difference or what, but that's what I got. So I'll definitely upgrade that in the future. And got the ground going down through here to the chassis over here, and that's pretty much got to start coming through here to get to the Terminator X, so I can tuck all that and bring it under here and underneath the carpet and come out here somewhere. I do have the Terminator X bolted. Every video I've seen, they did not get mounting bolts, so I just found what I had. Nothing special. It's from a furniture kit or whatever. But yeah, it'll hold it. So get this harness ran and underneath the carpet. Get this slack pulled up and get this underneath the carpet and best I can, and keep on trucking on from here forward till I get to the front, and that's when all the fun's going to begin, because oh my god, that's a mess. I have to rewire, reloom, cut stuff out of the loom. Not looking forward to it, but something I take pride in when I'm done. So let me get all this ran. Alright, had a friend stop by who's a fellow Foxbody owner. Foxbox, what the hell? He was checking everything out, but as you can see, I got the stuff tucked, harnesses run up, even got the vacuum line tucked and brought down. So for the built-in map sensor, it's plugged in there. So everything can be put back together here. I can put the seatbelt back, get that wrapped up out of the way, get the back seats in, and you will never really be able to tell from here. And then I can move on to here, redoing this harness. One of the things I think I've mentioned a few times, seems to be only my car, so I think it's something the previous owner did. This harness will not allow me to go to the the oil pressure location. Theirs is around this way, so I'll have to undo these wires, bring it back and around. Other than that, Making steady progress. I still have to get that rat nest over there, but yeah, pretty soon it'll be done. All right, so I got the loom separated here with the oil pressure, and I made sure that it would come over, run up and down, and the oil pressure unit is right there. So when I get the sensor that plugs in there, I can plug that right in, and that'll be that. I've got this wire loomed up, neatened up. Come over here, I gotta finish cleaning this up and shortening this wire so it's more like something like that. And gotta run that under the intake, neaten that up, tidy this up back here, and then I'll figure out what all this does. I did find out this right here. This stuff is for daytime running lights that came as a option for Canadian cars. Now, I don't know if it already had this wired in case the car went to Canada, or if this car is from Canada, but it has daytime driving light setup. They started in 1990, and it was mandatory in Canada only. So learn something new every day. But yeah, I'm thinking about unhooking this and going through the hole and coming up under here hidden out of the way, and then zip tying it, of course, to this down to the body here. So we'll see how that goes. Got to figure something out, because either get a longer hose or something, but this don't quite reach there now, so I have to maybe bring it over a notch, but then this hose won't reach. So this is a pain in the butt, but I've almost got the wiring situated to how I want it / need it. More of the harness back. I have these kind of separated. That's what goes to the solenoid. And then I'm kind of just going through these, removing the ones for the headlight harness, because I know they need to go to the front of the car. We still have this one for the coil pack that is involved in that situation that I can move over there. And then these are what's remaining of the daytime running light harness right here. So I can start weeding these. I'm not going to say out, and just in case I ever need something. You never know, but I'm going to shorten them and tuck them. So, but this harness will be separated in a lot neater than all of this bull crap, because they have stuff like, if you, where's it at? Oh, it's in this one. See that right there? There was another wire there, and they just cut it and left this little pigtail piece on. I don't know. People never cease to amaze me when it comes to wiring. Like, I know something like in this situation where it goes from here to here isn't the best, but if you buy one of these plugs, you still have to pigtail it in. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So real quick, guys, I had 12 foot of this 3/8 flex tubing from Hypertough. Got it at Walmart. It's all I could find at the time. Do not buy that unless you want to split your own tube. There's no slit in this. So now I got to go and make a slit down the side of it in order to use it. That's ridiculous. I've never seen that before. Well, luckily I'm part of a Foxbody page on Facebook that has actually been pretty helpful. Most of the time they're super toxic. So one of these, this is for the hood light. Don't recall what they said this is for, but this right here is for the airbags. So all this stuff can be done away with. So I don't care about removing this stuff from the harness or any of that stuff, because if I ever decide to go back, I'm just going to buy a whole new harness, because they've already mutilated this to the point where I'm having to go through it and do everything I can do to keep stuff working how it should. So these main harnesses here, that's for the main body harness that had the injectors and everything. I'm pretty sure I previously stated that. And this right here that goes through the firewall goes to God knows what, and then they have some speaker wire down here going through the firewall that goes to God knows what. So I'll have to get underneath there and eliminate this stuff because I don't know what the heck it's supposed to go to. All right, a little bit of progress. I have the wiring harness going through over here. It comes out over here. Don't pay attention to these wires. That's for the cruise control. I have to go through and delete them from the inside. So this is going to come up underneath here. I'm kind of leaving these hanging now because all this is going to get re-welded. And I'm going over all these crap welds. I was playing around and I put my foot on that bar and it fell. So that has to be welded up. This bar, make sure everything's how it should be. I did some measurements. Looks like they did get that part squared and good, but the welds down here are crap. Welds over here are crap. And like that could be better. So I do have a friend who's a certified welder. That's what he does for a living, and he's going to come out and weld this up for me. But if you look over here, there's not all them crazy wires that was there before. I'm going to run it down the thing. It's going to go into this harness, which I have to redo. So I'm going to redo the headlight harness. And that's where I'm at right now. Like I said, it's going to run through here and right through the fender. Everything is isolated separate from each other. This is for the starter relay. This is for the headlight front end harness. And this is going to be for the relay for the coil pack. So if you notice this ground, all the sheathing is off of it. It's got really bad spots all in it, which, I mean, it's a ground. So if a ground grounds out somewhere else, it just essentially makes it a better ground. But I'm trying to get all this cleaned up. This is the power wire, which will go to the lug here, and then you have that to the starter. So I have to come through and essentially put this stuff where it goes, and I want to upgrade the ground. So what I'm going to do is I want to go from a ground from here like to that bolt, and then I want to ground coming from here to that bolt, so it's double grounded. It's like I did in the rear. The rear I went through and I ran another wire over to another bracket, so double grounded. I just noticed in here, I don't know why they didn't put that on there, but that's not on, so it's a good thing I didn't like try to take off with the car in that situation. That plug-in there, I believe, is for smog. Then you got your factory ground here that's supposed to go to something that don't. And then I noticed something very critical that I can't believe, other than the amount of RTV they put on there. This side is not even freaking connected. So I got to take the sway bar off, put a jack in there, jack that up, and weld it on. But I got to make sure that the distance is the same on both sides. It's a project, that's for dang sure. I do have a little surprise coming for up here to do the ugly AC unit. So hopefully I get that tomorrow or so, and that'll be something else that I can get out of the way on this car. Alright, so what I did is I came off of this location here on the stud for the ground. That's where the other one was, but it is a good ground, and it goes down to this bolt. And then I have a separate wire that comes off, and it comes up to this bolt, so it kind of just creates a loop. This is already a good ground spot, and this is welded to this, so it should all be a good ground. But just to make sure, I've looped the wire, and I'll do the same on that side as well. One thing I learned with Foxbodies is you can never have too many grounds, because these cars did not come with great grounds from the factory. At this point, I went from this wiring mess to this neatness. There's no spaghetti everywhere. So yeah, I've almost got the wiring complete. Once I get the wiring complete, then I can go through and get the frame and stuff done. But I have the vacuum tree. I want to redo that, make sure all the vacuum lines are done before I start this up and actually let it run and idle for a while. I did get it started up, but huge vacuum leak, nothing hooked up right. a lot of missing things. It had no reference for fuel pressure or anything like that. So I'm going to get all this panned out, and it'll be running and driving soon. Hopefully by July. That's Mustangs at Daytona for 2023. I would love to be able to drive this over there, enter the under construction class, and take it home for 2nd year in a row. Yeah, I'm coming for you, Darius. Again, guys, I know this isn't the most exciting for everybody, but it is progress, and some people like to see progress.
I won't turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shoot for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with the 16 bars. I won't turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shoot for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with the 16 bars. I won't turn around, I won't turn around. No matter how far I go, I'll never come